Taiwan. I'm Yvonne with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Revenue at Taiwan's 3 major science parks fell by 10% during the first half of the year. The National Science and Technology Council, which oversees the parks, attributed the fall to global inflation, interest rate hikes, and sluggish demand. Despite the fall, revenue was still the second highest reported for this period. Of 6 major industries, at least communications and biotechnology saw growth. The council says revenue is usually better in the second half of the year. Smartphones are now a crucial part of daily life for people all over the world. But what do people do when they upgrade to the latest model? In Taiwan, only 10% of handsets get recycled. A new government initiative is hoping to see that number increase. Ed Moon has more.
Smartphones might be the most essential tool of modern life. From keeping in touch with friends and family, to entertainment, and even paying for your daily coffee. It's hard to get by without one. But with newer models coming out every year, they're also quickly replaced. That's great for tech companies, but not so good for the environment. Smartphones are a big contributor to what's known as e-waste, discarded and unwanted electronic equipment. The UN estimates that over 500 million tons of e-waste are generated every year, with developed nations like Taiwan contributing the most toward that number. And it's been calling for countries to do more to deal with the problem.
We need to massively invest in the ability of countries, cities and local governments to develop and scale up modern waste management systems and policies that encourage people to reuse and recycle everything from plastic bottles to aging electronics.
E-waste management includes disassembling electronics into their component parts for proper disposal or refurbishment. And many items like smartphones can be recycled. They contain plenty of valuable materials, especially metals like gold, silver and copper that can be used in new products. That's especially important in Taiwan, a country that imports almost all of its precious metals. But currently, only 10% of Taiwanese recycle their phones, and that's a number the Environment Ministry wants to improve. It's set a target for retailers of 15% by 2025.
可以利用循环率，提高他们的回收比例，以及能够去鼓励消费者修缮回收的一个比例。
The government says any retailers who fail to meet this target will be fined up to $4,500 US. But changing retailer behavior is only one part of the solution. It's ultimately consumers who need to get on board with recycling their old phones. But without sufficient incentive, many may choose to keep leaving them at home. James Lin and Ed Moon for TaiwanPlus.
The chips industry is one of Taiwan's strongest, but as it faces a serious talent shortage, the country is looking beyond its borders for help. Joyson has the story.
When Ankit Agarwal decided he wanted to work in the chips industry, he knew he wanted to come to one place to study, Taiwan. He's a 5th-year PhD candidate from India, studying nano-integrated circuits at one of Taiwan's first semiconductor academies.
Because of the TSMC, everybody knows about Taiwan. The semiconductor study is a world-class study, and there are English courses as well. So it was really easy for me to decide on coming to Taiwan.
Chips are one of Taiwan's strongest industries, and as chip giants like TSMC, MediaTek, and other multinationals in the country expand their operations, the sheer demand for talent is a big hurdle.
They are talking about wanting to hire thousands of employees each year, and the university just cannot keep up with the demands.
That's why the government has joined hands with the industrial and educational sectors to launch semiconductor academies, like the ones at National Taiwan University in Taipei and National Tsinghua University in southern Tainan. They're pumping in resources and expertise to get the next generation up to speed with the latest technology. Through the creation of the Semiconductor Academy, with more partnerships with the government and also industry, they're hoping that students will have more tools and more opportunities to work with machines like this to advance their knowledge. Aside from equipment, the Academy's deans say international students play a key role in the program's success.
I think the most important thing is that we try to enhance our students to have the international competitiveness.
Aside from helping add to Taiwan's much-needed headcount in chip talent, academic leaders say international students also widen their peers' perspectives. And since many of them have come a long way from home to study here, they are extra motivated to learn as much as they can.
Yeah, I want Taiwan. Actually, I have another opportunity in Korea, but I think my only choice will be Taiwan.
In a highly globalized world, and in as interconnected of an industry as semiconductors, fostering skills to collaborate across languages and cultures are major competitive advantages. And international students naturally have that edge chip firms are looking for. Justin Wu, Andy Xue, and Joyce Sin for TaiwanPlus.
India is spending almost $10 billion to turn itself into a global semiconductor giant. And part of that money will go to 100 chip design firms handpicked by the government. TaiwanPlus has this exclusive on one of the 7 companies that's already made the list.
Tucked away on the grounds of India's most prestigious technology school, rows of young engineers craft complex electrical systems. This is Third Eye Tech, one of the country's top chip design startups, and one of 7 firms picked by the government to lead India's push to becoming a semiconductor heavyweight. The company makes these image sensors, custom designed to be used in cars, medical imagery, surveillance systems and security. Half its engineers are still students, and the firm's co-founder, Mukul Sarkar, is a professor here. He says he's worked hard to foster a spirit of innovation.
The motto of my lab is very simple. Research is failure, engineering is success. So we don't want to be successful, we want to be failure. We're happy being failure, as long as we understand our failure.
Since Third Eye Tech was founded in 2018, the company has grown, and its expansive goals are matched by the Indian government, which is spending big to create a new industry, almost from scratch. India's offering almost $10 billion to companies willing to help the country become a semiconductor giant. It wants more than 20 design, manufacturing and fabrication plants built in the next 6 years. Amitesh Kumar Sinha is the government official in charge of leading that push, and he's optimistic about the outcome.
We are quite confident that in 10 years' time, the situation will completely change. Not only we will support Indian ecosystem, we will also support global ecosystem.
But one big obstacle is that India lacks a chip fabrication plant, or fab, on its soil. That's a problem Taiwan, with its chip giants TSMC and UMC, doesn't have. Designers there can finish or tape out a design and get it made within weeks.
The advantage of the Taiwanese ecosystem is that even a computer science professor can tape out a chip for a couple of $1,000s, get silicon back in a month, test it, and give another tape out in 6 months. For us to do that same process, it takes 3 years.
To change that, India's government is working to attract Taiwanese investment, courting some of its biggest firms to build fabs in India. It's looking to position itself as a global manufacturing hub to rival China.
This is the most exciting time for India in terms of what the next 10 years hold, and our company is just one of the beneficiaries of that overall, I would call it a tidal wave.
Despite the challenges, with government support, firms like Third Eye Tech are betting they can ride the wave of India's chip-building boom to take on the world's best and bring home semiconductor success. Leon Shivampal and Stash Butler in New Delhi for TaiwanPlus.
Google has turned 25, and the multinational tech company is celebrating in its signature style. Users can see virtual birthday confetti drop in the popular search engine for the occasion. In its journey, the global company has branched out from being just a search tool to cover e-commerce, digital advertising, and technology products. The firm also has deep roots in Taiwan. Its latest efforts to build 4 undersea cables to connect the country with the rest of the world has generated over 64,000 jobs and about $26 billion in gross domestic product for Taiwan. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of St. Bernard puppies at a support dog training center in Switzerland. I'm Yvonne Yang. Take care, and I'll see you next time.